I'm in the charts all day. My goal is to make you money. I provide the information required to know exactly when to enter. I don't give this blanket statement, buy the breakout, buy the retest. Join me every single day, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to understand the who, what, where, when, and especially the why when it comes to trading. This is why the coin's dumping. Every 7 days, it's releasing tokens. All right, mic check. Mic looks good. All right, guys, get ready. It's gonna be a good day. Gonna be a good day. 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. Bingo, bango. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is your time. It's always time. You guessed it, guys. It's always time to make this money. So let's do it. Let's make this money. My name is Joe, also known as TradeIntuition, where we show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms, pattern memorization. We let you know that things go up and things come down. Peanut, for example, went up several hundreds percent, 3, 4, and then some percent. And now it's coming down, you know, and this is what we expect. You don't want to hold these coins longer than you can. Now, what if you're up 30, 40%? With the knowledge of a possible retracement, should you sell? Should you hold? What should you do? Well, for one, not a financial advisor, so none of this is financial advice, but I will say I'd take profit. Hey, we got Matt. Well, we got Matt in the house. Hey, long time no see. Appreciate you, man. Your group is doing great. Everybody's killing it. Love it. But yeah, guys, just to let you know, we show you that things go up, things go down. It's part of what has to be done. It can't go straight up. It really can't. And if it does, watch out, because when it comes down, it's going to come down really, really fast. All right. So this is on the hourly time frame. We have Algo up 5%, Pepe up 4.8%. With the meme coins are still killing it. They've been killing it. We have Bonk 6.1%. They're going to continue to kill it this bull run. So have a favorites list and just keep an eye on them. We have ARB. On ARB, I thought it was going to come down. I was waiting for a level for it to break. It almost broke it, and then it said, nope, I'm going to bounce up. And that's what you have to do. So you have to kind of see the overall picture, bullish or bearish. And then if it breaks a level, then that's when you say, okay, well, it was supposed to get support. And since it didn't, it's going to lose it and continue coming down. And especially if Bitcoin's doing its thing, well, then now you got your short setup. With that being said, what's getting liquidated right now? Do we have shorts or do we have longs? Right now on the 1 hour, let's go ahead and just refresh this just in case. Right now on the 1 hour time frame, shorts are getting liquidated, almost double what longs are. For the 4 hour, we had the longs, and then it's just back and forth. And we're going to see why too with Bitcoin. What does the fear and greed index say after we get blinded? It says 80. It was 88 yesterday. And then of course in the 70s, a few days before that. So let's go ahead and go and let's look at Bitcoin. So I put this in the group, the VIP group. I have a plan A, plan B. Now for my plan A, I thought it was going to come down, break this level. We touched it once, we touched it twice. Thinking here, we're going to break down and then come over here, bounce over this level, bounce off of this level, because it's been respecting these trend lines really, really nice, and then come down. So it stays in this pattern or this trend lines until it either breaks up or breaks down. Now my plan B is Bitcoin will bounce here off of our trend lines, off our little zone, bounce here, break out, and then if it does break out, be very careful. Watch for this possible bull trap. Possible. Now, if you are going long on Bitcoin on the break or whatever time frame you're doing, right now this is on the 1 hour time frame. You can always notice it that it's right here, 1 hour, and then also right here it says 1 hour, and then the watermark, when you can see it, it says 1 hour. So that's very important to know what coin we're doing. It says Bitcoin right here, also Bitcoin right here, and also the time frame. I was watching another stream from somebody else, and they didn't have that on their chart. They didn't have a watermark, and not only that, but they had an overlay, which is like a graphic over this part. And it's like, dude, like, what are you trading and what time frame? Like, it's, oh yeah, I should do that. Yeah, man, like that's important. So this is how you find it on my charts, and of course right here. And now if it does break up and you're going long, you know, whether it's leverage or just regular, so my biggest thing was, I said, oh, it's breaking out. You know, the mentor I used to have, it was 68% chance for everything. 68% chance it breaks to the upside. And then if it's head and shoulders, 68% chance breaks to the downside. And if it was a falling wedge, 68% chance breaks to the upside. If it was a rising wedge, 68% chance breaks to the downside. Everything was 68%. Everything. So here, I don't say percentages. Granted, some are 68, some are 72, some are 74. Does it really matter? In my opinion, not really. I mean, because if we just break it down, price is coming down. What happens when price comes down? You have a higher likelihood of it going up than breaking down, in my opinion. So I try to keep everything super, super simple. Could it break down? Yes. And when it does, well then, okay, now this is resistance. So I treat support, resistance, that's my main foundation. Of course, trend lines are a way of support resistance. So this is what I base my stuff off of. I just keep it super simple. You know, what difference does it make? Because what it does, it gives me a bias. You know, 74% chance versus 68 versus 72. It's more than 50. So as long as it's more than 50, I'm good. Now, think of it this way. What goes up should come down. What goes down should come up. So this is a downtrend. This downtrend will continue into this area until it breaks up. I mean, it's gonna break up. If it breaks down, okay, then we trade it short. But so that's how I do it. Now, if it does break out of this trend line, very high possibility that, in my opinion, we might create a bull trap. So just kind of be careful. If it does come back into underneath this, the reason I'm saying this is because I would hold on to it. Oh, it broke out. It's supposed to be 68% chance breaks to the upside. And I would hold on to it. It would come down. I'd hold on to it, come down, come down. And now it's trading in this, and then it breaks down. So it's breaking level after level. And I would have the mentality, it's supposed to break up. Price action doesn't have to do anything. It can do whatever it wants. It's like that. Nope, not going to use that reference. But this price action, do whatever it wants. And what we have to do is just treat it level by level. So if it does come back into the pattern, close out your trade. Close it. And what happens if it comes back out? Okay, then we reopen it. And then it comes back down. Okay. You might want to close it. Well, you have to close it again. But what if it breaks out again? Well, what you're not doing, you're not. So this is what you're doing. It's not really flipping and flopping. If you think price is going to go up because of either volume coming in, more money in the market coming in, news, just whatever things that you have, and you buy it here. Here's where you buy it. It comes up, it comes down, you sell it. And then it comes up again, and it breaks out. You could re-enter knowing that you have a higher probability now that it might go up because it came back down in this pattern or underneath the trend line, and it couldn't continue down. It, like, literally the buyer stepped in and it broke it out of this trend line again. Now you enter again and it comes down again and you get stopped out. When it breaks out, do you buy again? No. Because now what it might be doing is it might be doing a smaller, because there's support resistance trend lines everywhere in the chart. It might be doing a smaller zone. So what you do now is you wait, and if it breaks above this level, because this was your level of current most recent resistance, if you want, if it comes up here, it broke out of here, but we don't enter. It comes down, comes up, comes down, and then finally it breaks. Now you could enter 50%. I always recommend scaling into the trade. Don't enter 100, because what happens if it comes down and then now it just dumps. So you do 50%, and then your other 50%, is when it gains confluence or it's agreeing with your thought process. That's what confluence means, agreeing with. So now let's say it does this number and it breaks this level. This is when you add your other 50%. Because now what's happening is, okay, your thought process was it was gonna go up because of this downward trend line, downtrend, and now you have an entry here, you have an entry here, and now you're good. And of course, always be moving up your stop loss. That's super important. That's one thing that I do with the group constantly is we're moving up our stop loss. Sometimes we do get stopped out sooner than we would like, but that's only because, for example, Bitcoin is breaking a level. It's like, we don't know if it's going to just come down really fast or if it's going to do its slow, downtrend. So what we'll do is we'll move up our level, and then it breaks down again. It comes down again. It's like, oh, it looks like it might be losing this. Let's go ahead and move up our level again, in addition to what our price action is showing as well. All right, that's enough of that. Let's see here, guys. Definitely smash the like. I do greatly appreciate it. Smash the like. Any coins that you want me to go over, please let me know. If not, we will be looking at coins that we've kind of gone over prior in the prior shows. There was GOAT we called out, I believe it was yesterday on the live stream. Somebody wanted to check that one out, and we gave a setup, and the setup did pretty well. Did pretty well. Now, do those always happen? No, it just depends. It depends on the token, depends on the market cap, depends on the market in general. It depends on Bitcoin, depends on a whole bunch of different things. But one thing that I'll never do on this channel, at least I hope I never do, is be very boastful and be very prideful. Pride is so ugly. I see so many people that have made it, and congrats to them, but they're very prideful. Like they're superior. Yeah. That's humble pie is what I eat, and been eating a lot of it. So humble pie is the best because it keeps you down to earth. It lets you know that anything can happen. When I first started, I'd be doing call outs, and man, they were hitting and hitting, but this was in the bull market, and hitting and hitting and hitting. And man, I thought I was it. And I'm talking trash to, I was young and dumb in the crypto space. And I wasn't really talking trash, but I was kind of talking trash to some other influencers. And then, of course, the market changed and my calls weren't hitting the way they used to. And the market continued to change. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, is my trading style really what I thought it was? And of course, you have to go back to the drawing board. And now I am very humble. I'm always learning. If I see people who look like their trades are very good, I'll go and I'll, join their groups. I'll join their VIPs. I'll get their courses and everything else. And of course, I'll see what they can do. Now, there's a lot of them out there, man. And this kind of gets me upset. Of course, I mentioned this the other day, but as far as other groups and call outs, let's say they say, okay, guys, when it does this, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have our stop loss right here. We're going to have our target right here. And, it's a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And then also what we're going to do is, if, blah, blah, if it comes down, then, we'll do this number. And so this is what we're going to do right here. And then if it continues further down, then, this is our setup. And these are just random areas, so don't take this setup. And I'm thinking, that's not a good setup, man. Because what you're literally saying is, of course, if it comes up here, we buy it because here's our level. Let's say it does this, and then we're on like the 5-minute time frame or 2-minute or whatever it is, and we buy it, and then we get stopped out, and then we buy it again because it's here, and then we get stopped out, and then we buy it again because it's here. Like, how many times do we have to do this before it is a successful trade? Or let's say it comes down again. Now, granted, if this happens, they don't post about it. But if this happens, they post about it. And all they do is they show this one. They don't show how many times they tried it or they posted it in their group. They show this one. And it's like, I was kind of disappointed. I told this story also yesterday. So once again, you know, I'm in a few paid VIP groups and everything. I love learning, guys. I love learning. And there's one guy who I think is very good, and you know, he shows all of his results on Twitter, kind of full of himself. I'm not gonna lie, very full of himself. And that's what makes you, like, from being admired to being like, oh, here he goes again. Oh, here he goes again. Oh, talking trash to everybody. I mean, it's cool to talk trash, but the way this particular person does it is like, dude, we get it. You know everything until you don't, because then he'll say, oh, you know, I was wrong. So that's one thing that I do like about him. He does say that he's wrong sometimes. But I asked him, I was in one of his live streams, and I asked him, it was like, so like, what time frame do you do? Because I noticed you do a 2 minute, a 5 minute, a 7 minute, a 9 minute, a 12 minute. Like, there's so many different time frames. What time frame do you prefer to enter on? And he did not understand the question. Now, to me, I think that question is very, very straightforward. What time frame do you enter on? And he's like, well, I don't see time like everybody else sees time. I see momentum. Hey, I'm right there with you. I see momentum. And that's actually what I trade. I trade momentum. I trade the strength of the move. You know, higher highs, higher lows. What has it done? Where is it getting major resistance? So I said, yeah, man, I get it. You know, momentum. But like, the momentum on a 2 minute is way different than a momentum on a 7 minute. That's way different than a momentum on a 1 hour, because the candle bodies are different. And so, of course, you know, I asked him again, and I gave him that information, and he's like, man, I just trade a momentum. Like, I don't have a set time frame. Like, sometimes it's 2 minutes, sometimes it's 7 minutes. So I was like, man, do I really want to continue paying for this membership? I've been debating, you know, I think this happened yesterday, the day before. Like, I've really been debating, because for me, if you ask me, what time do you trade on? Well, it depends. I mean, there's a lot of different variables. What are you doing? Are you scalping? Are you regular swing trade, you know, 3 to 5 days? Is this a long-term hold? No, man, it's a scalp. Okay. Or for a scalp. So you see how you ask questions so that you can narrow it down? At least that's what I would do. It's a scalp trade. Okay, well, first what I'll do is I'll look at the 4 minute, the 4 hour, because what I want to do is I don't want to see the whole big picture, what's going to happen next month or next few months. I want to know what's going to happen in the next, maybe just day. You know, that way I can, oh, it's bullish. Okay, so now from the 4 hour, so the 4 hour first, I might look at the daily, but I usually don't, not for a scalp. I'll look at the 4 hour, I'll look at the 1 hour, I'll look at the 15 minute, and then I'll either enter on the 15 minute or maybe the 5 minute, depending if everything is pointing to one direction. For example, if everything, the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute is pointing to bullish, and right now I'm at the support level, what I'll do is I can go to a 5 minute and wait for the break of structure and then enter. How difficult was that? I don't think that was difficult, but the person that I'm in their group, he couldn't understand the question. He kept on saying momentum, and I was like, dude, I get it. Now let's say you're thinking of a swing trade, 3 to 5 day trade. Well, same thing. Now I look at the daily, because, well, it's going to be longer term. I look at the daily, I chart it out, see how's the momentum. Are we doing higher highs, higher lows? Are we doing lower highs, lower lows? Like, what are we doing? Are we bullish or are we bearish? Which way are we going? Are we about to break a support level to where, oh, let's do a short? You know, so is there bearish divergence if you trade divergence? Are we overbought or oversold on the RSI if you trade that way as well? There's so many different ways. You know, is there increased volume, decreasing volume, increasing price? So for me, divergence, I really don't trade. Give you all heads up. And if you want to know why, I'll let you know. I mentioned it a bunch of times on my previous live streams, but I don't trade divergence. Now, with that being said, you know, 3 to 5 day trade, swing trade. I look at the daily, then the 4 hour. And when I say look, I'm charting 4 hour, then I'll look at the 1 hour, and then I may enter depending on the market cap. So here's another thing that from here, to here, to here, and then for you to here. Hopefully it doesn't go out here, but hopefully it stays in here. And this is why I always say, you know, write this stuff down. What I do is I explain the whole thought process when it comes to trading. And of course we do this every single day. And today we're going to, you know, every day it's 1 hour, 1 hour free mentorship. We do have a coin already, IOS. I do like IOS. Man, I used to love IOS. I used to actually be, and I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it. You might say AIOS or A's, I don't know. Anyway, of course, I have a node, super easy node to run. It's literally an executable file. You click on it, you double click on it, you set up your wallet, and then boom, it does it. Whatever it does, it does it. But I have that on my other computer. I haven't had the computer on for a long time, but anyway. So, to summarize the story, if you have a mentor, make sure the mentor can get it from here to there, to you. Because if your mentor has a difficult problem explaining certain things, one, you have to think, do they really know it? Or are they just getting lucky? You know, do they do like 20 trades and then 5 of them are good trades and then that's what they show you? Or, really, you know, are they getting lucky? So just be very careful, guys. Now, of course, if I don't know something, I'll let you know. Now, if you know it a different way, let me know. You know, I'm learning. I'm always learning. That's one thing I love about, you know, all these groups that I'm in is I'm seeing how they trade, seeing what they see. It's like, okay, that's cool. I like it, or I don't agree with it. And then I'll put in my 2 cents. And hopefully they don't ban me, because a lot of these places, they love echo chambers. Oh man, you're great. You're super good. You know, this and that. For me, I actually invite everything. What was it, like a month or 2 ago? It was, I'm pretty sure it was somebody from the old group where they said, you know, because of course, for me, my motto is I want to get rich with you, not because of you. That's my motto. Now, let me see if I can bring this up. Let's see, where is it? Right here. Okay. Then I show this, you know, if you want to help support the channel on YouTube, $2.99. Help support the channel. If you want some of the VIP charts in a video, then of course, you know, this is 1 to maybe 3 a week. Then you can do this one. If you want more chart setups, well, then you can do this one. And this is if you don't have enough money for the VIP group. So my goal is, regardless of how much money you have, I want you to make money in this bull market. I really do. Most people, they'll do this one, and if you don't have this money, oh well, you're out of luck. Just watch my shows. Here, I'm giving you different options. You have this. There's also a lifetime. If you're interested in the lifetime or the yearly membership, which of course, just do this times 12 and then kind of think of a discount that may happen. That's pretty much what the yearly is. I don't like putting the yearly on here because the price, of course, will go up. And I don't want to say, oh, well, you said this price at this time. But this is the standard price for right now, $99 per month for the VIP. If you want to do lifetime, it's this. If you want to pay for the lifetime or for the yearly membership, send me a DM on Telegram, because I will be putting out a Black Friday deal, which is, of course, lower than this. So now, back to my story. They were saying, well, Joe, you say you want to get rich with us and not because of us. Why do you have this? This, you're paying for my experience. That's the biggest thing, is experience. All the times that I fail, all the times, all these, I do a whole bunch of thought process. I'm really big on thought process, the who, what, where, when, why, especially the why. Why are we setting an alert here? Why are we doing our stop loss here? Why are we moving up our stop loss? Why are we looking at the market the way we're looking at it? Those updates are constantly, when they need to be done, in the VIP group. So this, in my opinion, is very important. If you can't afford this, and some people can't, and hey, that's quite all right, you have these other options. And of course, I do videos with updates. And of course, since you're a YouTube member, you get those videos. You have access to those videos. Now, I strongly recommend, if you can, VIP. That's the way to go. All right, moving on. Moving on. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and do IOs. Let's do some IOs. Any other coins? Any other coins? Dave. Yes. Let's go here to Dave P. Dave P says IOs. So let's go ahead and do IOs. So let's come over here, and that way you don't see my VIP setups. Let's go to YouTube layout. Now, what was really funny is I had all these layouts, and I would do all my drawings and everything, and for some reason, like, my drawings weren't coming up. And I was telling people, like, man, where am I losing? And then I even reached out to TradingView help, asked 3-4 different people. Nobody could give me reasons why. I asked one time, maybe 2 times on YouTube. That's why I love you guys. I asked about 2 times on YouTube, and one of the members says, Joe, are you on the same layout that you did the drawing? It's like, man, I never thought of that. I have a lot of layouts. And then I went through my layouts. It's like, here are all my drawings. So one big thing is to have a community. The community will help you more than you know. And of course, that's what we do in our community. We're updating Bitcoin. We're updating all this stuff. This cast, I believe this one was yesterday. Of course, you know, it had ran up, did a really nice run up, and the price was here. And I said, you know what you could do? You could enter 50% here in case it keeps on running, but more than likely we have a much higher chance of it. Oh no, this is my plan B. I don't know why it's a plan B. This should have been my plan A, just because of the run up. And then, you know, it come down to our buy zone. You enter 50%, and then of course come up. And then this is our stop loss. I know it's kind of big, but again, you're only doing 50% here, and then your other 50% in here. Now, if you didn't enter the trade, well, then what you could do is 50% here, and then wait for it to break out of this zone. 4-hour candle must close, and then you enter. And then, of course, targets are way up here. All right. So this one, I do believe, is in our watch list. Yep, it sure is. So now let's do IOs. IOs, USDT. For IOs, for MEXC, there's only perpetual futures. I do like it. If you trade patterns, you could say, we have a bull pennant to the upside. You could say that. I don't. Let's look at IOs with just the regular. So we have more price action. So let's not do only MEXC. Let's use KuCoin. That we have more price action. Wowzers. Well, let's delete our 33 drawings and let's look at what we got. Very nice retrace. Of course, we had our run up, came down, lower high, downtrend, and then breaking up. So once it breaks this level, according to market structure, it actually changed the momentum. So this is the actual breakout structure. All right. So let us look at what we're doing. So right now what I'm doing is I'm looking for support resistance levels, and it's right at resistance. So let's go ahead and use this that we can see where I start my pulls from. So this is a pivot, and I love using the daily time frame. So right now we're right at resistance. We had a lot of selling pressure the past few days. If it breaks above this on the 4-hour candle close above 0.74644, remember, 4-hour candle must close above this. Then we have a pretty good chance that this was the bottom for this particular period before it goes up. Do I like this coin? Yeah, sure, why not? It did a huge run up prior though. I mean, just look at this huge run up in March. Absolutely huge. Most coins did really nice gains, but this one was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. From here to here, 430%. Yeah, pretty ridiculous. All right, moving on. Let's see here. What else can we do here? Let's go to use this, and this is our next level. And then this, oops, that's not what I wanted. So magnet tool, and let's do this one right here, and then the next one right here. All right, now let's see. So here's the thing, all-time high. How do we get these? This is a question I get asked a bunch. All-time highs, how do you do this? There's a couple different ways that I like to do it. One is either using the fib retracement tool or the fib extension. Now, if the price action, went up, came down, went up, and was doing kind of something like this, well, then in that case, what I would use is the fib extension. I'd go from the low of the move, the high. What is up with my stuff today? Maybe because it's not in the right place. I normally have it here, and right now it's way over here. So I'm used to going in a certain area. So here we go. So going from the low to the high to the lowest point before the move up, this would give me my levels, and these are the levels that I use. You can make sure to screenshot that. So here's one thing you can do, and then here's another thing you can do. This is how I would do it if the price was doing this. But since the price is not doing that, the price actually came up, came down, started doing this, kind of leveling out here. Well, then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fib retracement tool, go from the very top, and here I do use the wicks. Whenever I'm using my levels, for the horizontal rays or horizontal lines, I use the candle body closes. So that's a very big distinction. So for here, I'm using the actual candle wicks, the highest and the lowest parts. So for this one, these are my levels for my targets. And this is for my fib retracement. So you can take a screenshot of this. If you don't know how to do a screenshot, you can just pause the video when you watch the replay, and then of course write this all down or screenshot. It's on Windows computer. Shift, Windows key, the letter S. Shift, the Windows key, the letter S. And I always recommend that you have a notebook and take notes whenever you're watching this, because I give you a lot of stuff, guys. I really do. And then of course here is the bottom stuff. And then of course you can save this, save the templates, save as, and save it whatever you want. I have some that are retracement levels, some that are investment levels, some that are long, some that are pullbacks, some just a whole bunch. I got to clear this out again. Once I get more than like 5 or 6, it's time to clear them out. So these would be my levels. So right now, would I enter the trade? No, sure wouldn't, because it's underneath this level. I'd have to wait for the 4-hour candle to close. With that being said, as we mentioned earlier, you could say, but wait, Joe, the other mentor, said that this is a bull pennant. Okay, fine. Have it as a bull pennant. No biggie with me. But for me, actually, the person I'm thinking of won't actually call this a bull pennant. He'll call this a bull flag. He calls everything a bull flag. This is not a bull flag. This is a pennant. Not only that, but he will literally call this a bull pennant. Right here. He'll call this a bull pennant. Yeah. Be careful who you're following, guys. Be very careful who you're following. All right. So let's get rid of this and let's do this. All right. So this is a bull pennant. However, does this mean that it cannot come down? No, it can come down. It can do whatever it wants. It can do this and then break to the downside. And how many times have you been in a bullish pattern and it breaks down? For me, more times than I would like to admit. So I don't trade patterns. I trade based off of support, resistance, trend lines. Now, patterns are support, resistance, trend lines. We just put a name to them, And once again, my mentor, 68% chance breaks to the upside. No. So what we want to do is we can identify this. Yeah, sure. We have trend lines here. But for me personally, since I drew out the fib retracement, I would really like to see, and we're on a lower time frame. The other time frame was a daily. So wicks on the daily will be candle body closes on the 4-hour or lower time frames. What I want to do is I want to actually look at this level for an entry. So we'll put this one blue. So for an entry, I really want to look at 0.79291. I really want to look there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set an alert above these wicks. Now you can't go above all the wicks because then you'll never, enter the trade. But for here, I will set my alert, and then I'm also going to actually set the alert because this one, I do like it. I'm not sure if I said that. And then of course, let's go ahead and get the coordinates. That way we make this official, and then we can put this here, come here, paste the coordinates, go to alert. So for the setup for iOS, set your alert here, the 4-hour candle close above your blue. I know I said white before, but above the blue. Once this happens, then of course we can enter the trade. None of this is financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let me know if you are here with a 1. If I have put you to sleep, put a 2 in the chat. I want to see a 1 or a 2 in the chat. Now, if we do enter here above the blue line and we come down, we have a very high likelihood of finding support on this daily support level before potentially going back up. Now, of course, if we did a stop loss, or rather where we put our stop loss, just depends on the percentage. Let's say we entered here. Yes, good stop loss, 10%. If you want, you could come down here to 20%. I would not advise that. And then 25%, I would not advise that. Not while the market is really, really bullish. I would recommend right here, about 10%. So this would be your stop loss. Now, granted, I'm not recommending entering now. We must wait for the candle to close. We must wait. And of course, it has to be the 4-hour time frame stop loss. All right. Any other coins, guys? Any other coins? Once again, this is your hour of free mentorship. I really do love doing this 12 o'clock. I really do love doing 12 o'clock. And my main goal is just to save you guys. Save you guys from getting bamboozled by other YouTubers that, are very articulate, well-spoken, well-dressed, have the gift of gab, and they have echo chambers. So here, if you see something that you think should be different, as far as, I don't know, maybe you think it's bullish and I think it's bearish, plead your case. Like, let's look at it together. All right, I'm moving on. Let's see here. Let's see here. We're gaining people, so that's good. Let's see here. Let's go through some of the charts that we looked at. So let's go over here to open my list. Let's go to YouTube. Can never find it when here we go. Okay. So let's go to the most recent that we've done. So let's go to Floki. So Floki, we kind of talked about. Right now it is entering our buy zone, so that is really good. Am I still in this trade? Yeah, I'm in this trade, a leverage. Due to y'all, y'all asked for Floki yesterday, and I saw it, and I liked it. I said, okay, but I didn't enter it here though. I wanted to enter it in because I'm doing leverage. So like this little bit does, man, it does count when you're doing leverage. So I did enter leverage here. Not only that, but I also posted it for the VIP. I think I mentioned that to y'all. Billy, the cutest dog on Solana, and they are true. That's super, super cute. We looked at it the other day. This one is looking nice. Price action was, I believe, right here when we saw it. What's up with all this junk? Let's go to 1 hour. Okay, so here, yeah, price action was right here. And I was saying it may come down here, bounce here. And if it does come up, we want to watch for this area because this is our resistance. We've seen it here a few times. Was I on a smaller time frame? I might have been on a smaller time frame. We saw it get rejected here. If it does come up, it has to break above this level in order for us to enter. Right now, we don't want to enter because it could come down. And right now it is, coming down, bouncing here. Really nice. Let's see here. Man, I like it. Now it's high risk. And this is what a lot of these YouTubers and influencers and people with groups, I I talk about people with groups as if I don't have one, and I do have a group, but people with groups, how they do their setups. They'll do their setups where it's like enter here, and then you know, this is another good entry, and then if it comes down here, this is your best entry. Okay, that sounds good. So we're entering here. So literally 35% down. They're saying it's okay to go 35% down. For me, when I do my entries, and this is what sets me apart from like everybody else, like when we lose together. It's not me posting a bunch of charts and then, hey, take them if you want. No, like I'm in these charts too. I'm in these trades too. So if I were to set up this trade, which I'm not, but if I would, I would say enter now, 50%. Granted, this is a hypothetical. I'm not saying to do this. It does look good though. I'm not saying to do this, but I would say if this was a valid, this is a very aggressive entry. So let me make sure you understand that. This is a very aggressive entry with a higher likelihood of going down. However, this is also, because it's aggressive entry, like this is a really good, great opportunity to get it at the low versus a safer entry. And we're gonna go over that in just a moment. So here is your entry, 50% for an aggressive entry. And then we would have our stop loss really, I wouldn't say it's tight, but roughly about 10% if you're doing no leverage. You know, you're just 1x leverage or just regular spot trade. If you're doing a leverage, then we would cut it down to here, just underneath this, 2x leverage. Beautiful spot. Now, if we get stopped out, either leverage or spot, oh well, we get stopped out. We wait to see what happens because we don't know, nobody knows, if the price is going to do this, and then what happens if it does this? And you were using leverage, you just got liquidated, or you weren't using a stop loss. Well, now you're down 35% right here, 50% down here. Stop losses are going to save your butt. Now, I do like this one. Let's go 5 minutes. So on this one, I would literally have to wait for this kind of close in 16 seconds to see if wait. No, it should come down. Let me see. And when I say should, I mean we have a higher probability of it coming down. So this is the thought process. We have a higher probability of it coming down. Does it mean that it will? No, it can go up. It can find support. It can do whatever it wants. But according to market structure on the 15-minute, we have a higher probability of it coming down. And then if it does go up, getting rejected right in this area. Does it mean that it will? No. Market structure, along with anything else, is never a definite. It's never a 100%. This is what's gonna happen. It's never that. So if it does come up, it should potentially get rejected here to continue the downtrend. So we'll see. Let's see here. Okay, so I guess we'll do our countdown. If there's no questions or any charts, I don't want to waste your time. And I realize that a bunch of people here are here just for, you know, support, and I do greatly appreciate that. And I love you guys for it. But if there's no questions or coins, it's just me stalling for a coin or questions. So instead of stalling, what I'll do is I'll get me some lunch. Get me some lunch pretty early. Let's see here. Algo, we looked at Algo the other day. This one was, okay. So Algo, this was from yesterday, I believe. And we said you want to have your alert right here. Also set an alert lower just in case it comes down. Or maybe it was the other day. I don't even remember. But I think the price was right here. I think that's why we did it here. Or a couple days ago. And sure enough, it came up here to our rejection zone. This is our zone right here. It came down, came up, got our alert. And what do we always say? Once the alert goes off, you want to wait for the 4-hour candle to close above this white line. So would we have entered right now? Well, let's look at this. So here we would have, the alert would have gone off and we would have had to wait. 4-hour candle closes here, we enter here, knowing that we have a very, very high probability that it might come down due to this one single candle. Look at these other candles. These other candles, I mean, they're good size. You know, they're not all super tiny, but if I were to enter here, now for me, what I always do, and I hope you all notice this, I tell you what I would have done at the time of entry, not based off of what I see. Because if this would have gone all the way up, my thought process would be the exact same. If this would have come all the way down, hit our stop loss, my thought process would be the exact same. I would do 50% here due to this run up, and I would put a lower bid down here. Hopefully, you know, if it does come down, hopefully it gets this and then comes up. But this, you know, 50%, I'm in the trade already, fine. I let it run until it stops, and then it comes down, and it starts coming up, and then maybe come down, then come up, then I enter here. Or safer entry would be up here. So this is what I do. This is how I teach. Right here. This is more aggressive. This is safer. And the reason it's safer is because it broke this level of resistance. All right, 20 seconds. Sorry, guys. Well, that is it for me. I do thank you very much. Once again, we do this every day. We're going to start doing it Monday through Friday. We're going to test this out at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, maybe a different time. I don't know. But this weekend for sure, no, maybe I should do it on the weekends, like at 7 at night. I don't know. Tomorrow though, this Saturday and this Sunday, I'm going to go live either at 5 or 7. I'm not sure. I'll be posting that on Twitter. More than likely 5. We'll see though. We'll see. All right, guys. I do thank you so much. My time is up. Once again, we do this every single day. We give you 1 hour of free mentorship. I do thank you guys. And until then, remember, don't FOMO. It's not worth it. Don't FOMO. See here. Let's see. Mark says, Joe, you're screwing up my daily schedule. What's this? Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more people in here, man. That's what I'm trying to do. So this coming week, Monday through Friday, Mark, you need to send me your schedule. I want to see where you're at, because I love listening to YouTubers, good YouTubers, in the background as I'm doing my charting. So you need to send me your schedule. But yeah, so Monday through Friday, I'm doing 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then this Saturday and Sunday, I'm probably going to do it like at 5. And again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get people. I've been doing 3 p.m. for a long time already. And my audience is not growing. So maybe it's because I talk about the Orange Man too much. Or it could be that my content sucks. I don't know. Maybe the content sucks. Maybe I'm giving out too much for free. And I need to promise people hopes and dreams. And maybe that's what I need to do. I don't know. But I do thank you guys very much. Until tomorrow at 5 p.m., more than likely. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. We'll see you then, guys. See ya. Be good. And as always, let's make this money. Take care. Mark says 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Noted. Yeah, so that's going to be Monday through Friday. This coming Monday through Friday. I'm really liking these 12 o'clocks because it lets me do this, do stuff in the morning, do this, and then do stuff in the afternoon. And so, yeah, we're going to do that for next week. This Saturday and Sunday, we're going to shoot for 5 o'clock and see how that goes. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you. Yeah, so tomorrow it's at 5. So Saturday and Sunday, this weekend will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. pretty soon, like we're gonna try out a few different time slots like every week. I'm hoping the 12 o'clock does well though, because I don't want to do early mornings. I don't like setting an alarm. All right. Thank you guys so much. We will see you tomorrow, more than likely 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, let's make this money. All right, guys, take care.